What's up, YouTube? And thank you for joining me for another Average Black Man Reviews. Today, I just wanted to come at you with what I'm calling my thoughts on this whole killing that happened in the New York City bodega, where the guy was apparently defending his girlfriend who had an issue with buying a bag of potato chips. Yeah, that's what it was, potato chips. Before we get started, you here, hit the like button. You hit the like button, help a brother out. Smash that subscribe button, help me grow my channel. Trying to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. That'll help me dearly. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you thought about this topic and share this with everyone you know. Now let's get into this article. This is an article coming out of New York City, the Daily News, and this was dated July 9th. The incident happened July 1st. And right off the bat, the title reads Bodega worker freed on bail for fatal fight recovering after stab wounds became infected behind bars. I didn't know they let you out when you get infected. It's good to know. The Harlem bodega worker charged with murder after stabbing a man who jumped behind the store counter was recovering at home after his wounds became infected behind bars. Jose Alba, 51, was stabbed twice in each arm, allegedly by the dead man's girlfriend, following the lethal July 1st confrontation inside the Blue Moon Bodega, said Francisco Marte, president of the Bodega and Small Businesses Group Association. So the bodegas have their own association. Here's a picture of right before the stabbing. Come back to that in a minute. He's feeling better now and he's home, said Marte. He's weak because he got injuries and he wouldn't recover because in jail they didn't take care of that. It was infected. He was cleaning with hot water only. That was the only thing he had there. Marte showed a photo of Alba with a gaping wound on his left bicep from the attack, caught on video after an irate Austin Simon began shoving him around. Alba grabbed a knife from under the counter and fatally stabbed Simon, 34. He a weak man, not a tough guy, Marta said of Alba. He was lucky. If he was not, it would have been the other way around. I want to come back to that a little later. This is part of the whole reason I'm doing this. Alba was arraigned last week for second-degree murder and held on Rikers Island until Thursday when a judge lowered his bail from $250,000 to $50,000. And here's a picture of Alba with the infected wound. Marta called on all New Yorkers to follow the lead of Mayor Adams and offer their continued backing of the wounded worker as his murder cases go forward. This hardworking New Yorker was doing his job and someone aggressively went behind the counter to attack him. Adams said at a Thursday press conference, I support hardworking, innocent people that are doing their job. I ask everyone able to let's keep supporting him, Marta said of Alba. He's an innocent man. The problems came to him. He didn't go to the problems. And this is a picture of Alba, the weak bodega worker. He's not a tough guy. Marta also took a shot at Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg for Alba's arrest and the stiff bail initially imposed. What he's doing is he's rewarding the criminals with freedom and punishing the hard-working people with their bodegas and supermarkets, he said. And that's the end of the article. Let's think about what he's saying there. He says they're rewarding the criminals. So the reward for this alleged criminal was death, and punishing hardworking bodegas and supervisors. I mean, that's crazy. But I wanted to call attention to the fact that there's a bodega association. You know, they have, what I'm saying is, they have something behind them. It's not just Alba alone, which is why, the pressure put on got his bail reduced. And before I get to another article, because I don't want to just take one thing as a basis for my decision, you always should get a second opinion or something else, another source. My main reason for even sharing my thoughts on this was because I saw a video of the incident. I'm not going to show that because initially, when I heard about this incident, I had my view and probably the same view that many of you had, because the narrative was a woman couldn't pay for a bag of potato chips. She got into an argument with the bodega owner or the bodega worker, and she went and got a boyfriend. Her boyfriend came in there and just started attacking the worker, and the worker stabbed him and he died. All reports that I heard of, it was just the worker was getting beat up by this irate boyfriend, and the bodega owner stabbed him in the chest, and he later died at the hospital. But let's take a look at another article about this incident, and this one comes from PIX 11. And this one is titled Bodega Owners Confident DA to Drop Self-Defense Stabbing Charge. And this was from July 12th, 2022. Here's a picture of the victim shoving the owner into the seat, into his chair, right before he gets stabbed. All right. And this one reads, bodega owners emerged from a Tuesday morning meeting with Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg, confident that the self-defense murder charge against worker Jose Alba will ultimately be dropped. And that's what I mean by having backing. Fernando Mateo, the spokesperson for the United Bodegas of America, that's another group. See, in the other article, they talked about the Bodega Owners Association. Now we got the United Bodegas of America. And the spokesperson for the United Bodegas of America called the conversation very productive and very good in a press briefing after the sit down, at which UBA was joined by the Yemeni American Merchants Association, even another one. Though Bragg has not yet budged, Mateo said he was optimistic that after a full investigation, a murder charge will be dropped against Alba, a Manhattan bodega worker who fatally stabbed an assailant in what he says was self-defense. We have faith that he's going to get it right, said Mateo of Bragg. Mateo said the prosecutor told the delegation that his office must first conduct a thorough investigation of the July 1st incident before making any changes. Yeah, well, it sounds about right. But when asked whether Bragg indicated that the murder charge could ultimately be dropped, Mateo quoted the district attorney as saying, absolutely. Alba's deadly run-in happened at a Hamilton Heights bodega where he works. Police said Alba and a female customer got into an argument after her EBT card was declined. Oh my God. They didn't talk about this on the other article. I'm glad they're saying it in this one. Gives you more insight into what happened. The woman's boyfriend, Austin Simon, entered the store a short time later and confronted Alba behind the counter, officials said. Surveillance video shows Simon shoving Alba into the chair, then Alba fatally stabbing him. Alba was arrested and charged with murder. He was then held on $250,000 bail for nearly a week before the prosecutor asked for a lower bail amount. The judge agreed and reduced the sum to $50,000 amid widespread public outcry. Widespread public outcry. You mean They had marches. What happened? What was widespread public outcry? I didn't see anything. I didn't see no free Alba marches, no nothing, t-shirts, nothing like that. But that's what having backing is about. You don't have to do that. Your people do that for you. You have. We already mentioned what 2 to 3 different organizations already. That's what you have to have. That's how you get things done. Right there, they got $250,000 bail to $50,000. That's something. Mateo said that Tuesday's meeting also featured a general discussion on safety for bodega employees, including the idea of more workers applying for gun permits. Citing a recent U.S. Supreme Court ruling striking down a restrictive New York State gun law on concealed carry of a firearm, Mateo encouraged law-abiding bodega owners to apply for gun licenses. Wow. He suggested that Bragg did not oppose the notion, but a spokesperson for the DA said in a statement issued after the press briefing that more guns, legal or illegal, were not the answer. Yeah, he shut that down real quick. Bragg expressed support for New York's strong gun laws and emphasized that more guns in our communities make us less safe, the spokesperson said. Again, they're shutting that down real quick. You got Mayor Adams and Governor Holcomb coming up with all these different amendments and things to restrict guns in certain places in New York since that Supreme Court ruling. A representative of Yama made clear during the joint press briefing that her group does not support a push for more guns in New York City bodegas. Alba is due back in court on July 20th. And Yama must be, yeah, we saw that somewhere up here. Oh, the Yemeni American Merchants Association. So I'm assuming from that Jose Alba may be of Yemen descent. Now, this picture here, this is kind of why I'm giving my thoughts, because I saw the video. And like I said, I'm not going to show the video. But this is what I saw. I saw a guy shove a man into a chair. They were in each other's face. I guess words had been said. He pushed him up against the wall first, then he pushed him in a chair, and then somehow they flipped around and the guy picks up the knife, and we know what happened. But as this article was stating, he stabbed him several times. Every other narrative is just that he got stabbed, in the chest, and you were led to believe there was one strike. And I'm saying this because I'm not trying to excuse anything that happened. I'm just talking about how things are portrayed and why we as Black men need to be vigilant about how we carry ourselves and how we purport ourselves at all times, whether it's to defend the honor of your woman or just how you look as a man, period. To me, the video did not show someone who was trying to seriously harm anybody. I'll say that. He shoved them, pushed them, and the word or the talk is that he was aggressively harming this man. And if not for the worker grabbing his knife in self-defense, the tables would have been turned and there would be a deceased bodega worker and a Black man in jail or on the run. What I wanted to talk about was we can't run on our emotions. You can't just feel that, someone disrespected me or my woman or my kid or something like that, and just fly off the handle and do something that can harm you for life and your family. Or like in this case, get you killed. There was an issue with the bag of chips. Her EBT card, according to the article, was declined. How many times have we seen this? You go in a store trying to get whatever you want real quick, and the person ahead of you or two people ahead of you is having trouble with their EBT card. And what happens? You want to get out of there. You throw your money up and leave. Forget the change. This happens all the time. This is nothing to fly off the handle about. This should not have happened. This was senseless. It should never have gotten to this point. All the woman had to do was leave. There was no need to even argue with the man. Your EBT card didn't work in either of those tries. You leave. Call them up and see what's going on. Check it. I guess you can check on your phone or something these days to see the balance. You could at least call. Maybe you'll find out you didn't have enough. You miscalculated how much was on there. And that's it. But the craziest thing about it is it was a bag of chips. You could have asked, can you take the chips and you'll bring the change back a little bit? I'm saying, I don't know, maybe a lot of times you have that kind of rapport with your neighborhood bodega and they let you do things like that. You're short on a quarter or two and they, all right, next time. But this should not have escalated to you getting someone else involved in this and getting that person killed. Yes, the guy was wrong. He was in the wrong. He should not have touched this man. I say it again, he should not have put his hands on this man. We have to get control of ourselves, especially in instances when we feel disrespect is involved. Just because you feel disrespected doesn't mean someone should die. We have to respect boundaries. You do not go behind the counter. Look at the words being used to describe the deceased. Aggressive, irate. Those words are painting a negative connotation on him and his actions to demand, a lighter sentence for the bodega owner. I'm not saying the bodega owner should go to jail. That's for a court to decide. But also what I'm saying is the way it's being presented to us. And the bodega owner has at least 3 different organizations behind him that are doing an amazing job, I might say, at making things go his way. They mentioned a public outcry. I haven't heard anything. I heard a public outcry when George Floyd was killed. I saw a nationwide outcry. I saw a worldwide movement. But what happened? More black men have been killed by police. Yet this incident where a bodega owner kills someone is self-defense. That's his stance. I can't say nothing about that. You see things happening in his favor, and that's what in our community we need. But that brings the question of, do we even have a community? Because as I just mentioned in the George Floyd incident, this was worldwide. There was a worldwide outcry for something to be done, and nothing has been done. It's still happening and will continue to happen. I see this and the way it's moving in the same way I saw during the pandemic when they were painting the narrative that black men were out here attacking Asian Americans. And what happened with that? We have an anti-Asian crime bill. I wouldn't be surprised if there's some kind of bodega worker crime bill protection act or something that comes out from this incident, because that's the way it's moving. And I want my community, the black community, I want us to take notes of things like this. Don't just look at the surface of things. Look at the way things are written. Read articles on things. Don't just watch the news. Don't just watch a video. Read. Form the picture in your mind. That's why I made this video with just audio. Paint a picture in your mind when you're reading these articles about things. See what's happening. Understand the levels that are going on, and then look at your own life and see what's happening around you. We have to move like other people are moving. We need organizations that are helping us. Yes, you may say there's organizations out here. Well, if they're not, create new ones or infiltrate the ones that are here and steer them in the direction that we want them, because there's several black organizations out here since the civil rights movement, not to mention the churches and neighborhood centers with their own organizations. Yet, we can't get anything moving like I see moving for this bodega worker, and not just this bodega worker, but for all bodega workers. Since this incident was July 1st, it's July 13th, 12 days, black men. We can't do this. Think about things. This is the way I look at life. I was out there, I was young, and you know what wisened me up? It was studying what happened when someone I know died. And it don't have to be a violent thing or anything like that. Many were. But when someone dies, look at how life goes on. Look at how they're remembered. Look at what's said about them. Look at how they're forgotten. Look at how quick they're forgotten. So I did that. I started seeing things. You see something happen, as in this case, let's say his girlfriend 2 weeks from now is going out on a date with someone. And you're going to think, wow, why she's with him? Because, we'll say life goes on. That type of thinking led me to change how I approached certain things. Because no matter what people say to you, no matter what people do, life goes on. Today, you're a hero. Tomorrow, you're an afterthought. This young man is no longer with us. His queen is still out here. They're trying to bring charges on her. They may, being that they're getting so much movement from these organizations pushing for his acquittal or his charges being dropped. They may have to charge her with something to further along those moves. But more than likely, it'll be a probation type thing, a fine or something. I doubt anything serious. And I say this to say he was defending her honor. He was protecting her, and he lost his life. And that's basically how the story ends. You can do things with the mindset of honoring someone or defending someone, but what you ultimately have to think about is, what is this about? Or even, how is this going to look? Because I've done that. I've been in many situations where women, black women, who have felt wronged about something, and they want me, or they ordering me to take charge, to handle it. But you know what? The difference is, I look at things and I see things in this way. I would have gone into that store, and she would have, like, if I found my woman, arguing with the guy, so I'm like, what's going on? First of all, I'm gonna handle that. Let's get that clear. But then when I find out it's a bag of chips at the core, it's a dub. It's over with. Let's get out of here. Counter, or I would probably just took those bags and threw them. Get out of here. We don't even need this. If it's gonna be this over a bag of chips or whatever, let's get out of here. We don't have to come here no more. But if you can get to the core of something and you see it's a bag of chips, you also see that it's a card not functioning. That's it. It's no argument. No more argument needs to be done. We can't keep losing people over dumb shit. I did a show last week. It was over mayonnaise in Atlanta. Too much mayonnaise on a Subway sandwich. There was a story, the one out of the Bronx. It was a Dunkin' Donuts. It was over either, there was over being too close to someone on a line, but it's look deeper into it. It's ultimately over getting a cup of coffee or getting a donut. Now it's a bag of potato chips. What will it be tomorrow? I don't know about y'all, but I don't want it to be over nothing tomorrow. I don't know about y'all, but I don't want this to happen again over anything. We shouldn't have to die over purchasing something in a store. There's way bigger things in life that we have to deal with than this. I say this all the time. If it affects you, it affects me. If it affects us, it affects the whole community. It's not my community. It's not your community. It's our community. Black community, let's do better. And until my next video, peace.